I find that students love using the quadratic formula. I totally agree. Let's take a look at the mean right here first. And I think that was real, it's not a Photoshop picture. But anyways though, just for fun, let's attempt using the quadratic formula to solve this equation here to see how it goes. So of course, let's review the quadratic formula. If we have the quadratic equation in the standard form, right, like this, ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, then x is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, so now the first thing is for us to figure out what are the a, b, c values. Okay, x squared is still x squared, but we didn't have any x, so technically that's 0x. And then minus 1 is equal to 0. Well, what's the number in front of the x squared? It's 1, because 1 times x squared is 1 is to x squared. So a is the coefficient right here, which is 1. B is the coefficient of x, which is 0. And c is the constant term, the term that doesn't have the x, which is negative 1. Now let's throwing all these numbers into the quadratic formula, like why not? X is equal to negative b, which is negative 0, plus or minus square root b squared, so 0 squared, minus 4ac. A is 1, yeah, and then c is negative 1. Let's see if we still end up with the same answer. We should, of course. All over 2 times a, which is 2 times 1. Yes, why not? Now, this right here is just 0, so we don't even bother to write it down. We still have to maintain both the plus or minus though. And then square root of 0 is just 0. 4 times 1 is 4 times another, well, that's 1 is 4, but negative times negative is positive. So square root of 4, and then all over 2 times 1, which is 2. So square root of 4 is just 2, so we are saying this is plus or minus 2 over 1. So that means x is equal to, take the 2 divided by 2, we get 1. If you take the negative 1 divided, if you take the negative 2 divided by the negative version, the negative 2 divided by 2, you get negative 1. I wrote it down specifically like this because I want to show you that we have two answers, 1 and negative 1. And of course, this is something that you shouldn't do. Seriously. Because two better ways to do it. One is you can factor it. Right? So this is like the first approach. The second approach is x squared minus 1 equal to 0. It's a difference of two squares. You factor it as x minus 1, x plus 1, which is 0. From here, x minus 1 is 0. From here, x plus 1 is 0. Add 1 to both sides, x is equal to 1. Subtract 1 to both sides, x is equal to negative 1. So done. Yeah? I can even fit in a third way for you guys. Here, when we have x squared minus 1 is equal to 0, this is a perfect square, right? X squared. We can just put a number to the other side. So we have x squared equals positive 1. And then take the square roots to both sides like this. So they cancel. Whenever you take the square roots to both sides, some people might say, you should put an absolute value right here, and then take out the absolute value later on by putting the plus or minus. Yes, or you can just put a plus or minus right here, right now. And then you still end up with x equals both positive 1 and negative 1. And of course, you can write down the answer like this, which is much better.